follow it. And I'm telling you, please keep these notepads with you only. Do not share to anyone because for your purpose. So I just spent nights and then wrote everything there. So so what you do is you practice now, and anytime if you want to just redo the things, you just go through the steps that I have written, and it will be perfect. So you, anytime, any place, any command with explanation will be there. Just go ahead and do it. Right. So yesterday was fun or not? Yeah. Yeah. So yesterday what we did, we have installed Jenkins. Yeah, Dinesh. Yeah, correct. Same repo. Yeah. So what we did, and then we created a jobs, right? And then we created first job, and then we executed the executing shell commands that we have done, right? And I showed you local variables. Remember? And then also there is one parameter called this project is parameterized. So we have used that. And then also what we did, scheduled, right? Periodical, build periodically. We have used, and then we scheduled the builds. And also later what we did, we created what? We have integrated with the Git, and again we have integrated with Maven, and then Maven we have executed using executing shell command, and also in the build step we have enabled top level Mavens. So we have done top level Maven targets also we have done, right? And then we also, what is the default directory? What is the default home path for Jenkins? Var lib Jenkins. Inside that we have workspaces. So each build we create, so directory will be created, and all the targets directly got created inside it, and you have the var file inside it. Yes or no? So we have done all these things, and I hope definitely you guys have completed. You are perfect on all those things. So today let's go a little bit more real time things. So there might be some requirement that what is DB? I told you something about DB, no? Build parameters. Okay. Yeah, build parameters. Yeah. Waiting for the next available executor. Hussein, while building job, there is an error. While building job, we will now getting error as waiting for the next available executor. Oh, executor, basically, if you don't have enough storage, so then the node, so you will get to know these things now today. So the node, basically, how many nodes that you have? Only one node. Jenkins, only one node you have. So in that Jenkins, if you have 8 GB, or if you have not, what do you call, and if you are using Red Hat, or if you are using some other OS, generally you get this kind of errors. So simply what you need to do is, so there is something called threshold value. You need to change the threshold value. I'll show you, Hussein. Okay, but the rest of the bill you didn't got that error, right? Did you got error? You got error. How did you resolve? What it says? You did it, and then done. So you just need to click on bring it to online. There is a node, right? You click on, and there is a command. There is a button called bring it to online. So that will bring online. And then sometimes builds will not work because of this. Is all because of what space issue was that? We'll see now. Okay, see. We'll go one by one. But Hussein, if you click on bring it to online, yes, Subharav said, right? Similarly, if you click on bring it online, it will become online. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to one real-time scenario. This is a Jenkins machine. What we have Jenkins. Okay. First, meanwhile, let us start Jenkins. Let's install the Jenkins because it will be installing. It will take time, right? Then we'll do the explanation. So what's the command here? Sudo hyphen. Yes, clear. So what we do? We need to install Jenkins. So we have a did you for that shell script. That is nice, no? So I am using that same shell script here. So vi jenkins.sh, paste it, and then so let it install. Okay, meanwhile while it is installing, let me explain the concept first. So we have the Jenkins server here, okay, and there are some files inside the Jenkins server. It can be any file. It can be var file, it can be text file, it can be Python file, it can be Java file, basically any file. But I want that file to be copied into another machine. I want the file to be copied to another machine using build job. You understand? You understand the requirement? So there are some files inside my Jenkins server, and I want when I run the build job, this file need to be copied to the another server. So how to transfer the files from Jenkins servers to remote server is the task. Jenkins server, and this is what? Remote server. Because this will be helpful in real time. Sometimes you might have a lot of files inside the Jenkins build job. So those files need to be copied on some other servers. In that case, this task. Interesting? Should we do it? So let's have our machine ready. And you see Jenkins already active and running now. So what I do, simply copy, and also yesterday we have learned about what? Cron tab. Cron tab also we have learned or not? Oh, sorry. So you can use. So in execute shell, you can use SCP commands also, but I want to show you a little bit different. Remember in Linux we have done this. Remember how to transfer the files from one Linux machine to another Linux machine. Linux we have done, no? Yes or no? I've showed you multiple WinSCP, SCP, FTP, multiples. Okay, meanwhile, I wrote it here. Let me explain and then we'll do it. So what's the concept? What's the task here? Transferring files from Jenkins to remote server. The remote server is nothing but that is an EC2 instance only. Remote server is nothing but here EC2. So I want my files which are there here to be copied automatically to other servers with what? Build job. So how to do that? So first what we need to set up connection from Jenkins to remote server. So we need to make sure Jenkins is talking to remote server. So of course these two connections should be established or not. So we need to do that, and then we need to install what plugins? As I said, remember I told you that in Jenkins we have something called plugins. We have learned on the first day of Jenkins, right? So if you want to integrate or use anything, so what we need to use? Plugins we need to be downloaded and installed. So if you want to use Maven plugins need to be downloaded, installed. If you want to use any other Terraform or any other Docker, any other Tomcat, any other software that you want to use. So for everything by default, Jenkins doesn't know all these softwares. So to make the Jenkins understand, we need to install what? Plugins. So here, how Jenkins is working on Linux machine or not? And another machine is also Linux machine. Yes or no? So two Linux machine will talk to using which protocol? SSH. So for that reason, we need to install which plugins? SSH plugin. Which plugin? SSH. And then what we do? Create a job to copy files to the remote server. So what we need to do is, how many servers we need to have for this? 2 servers we need to have. One is Jenkins server, another one is test server. Should we go and launch one more test server now? Yes. Boom. Start Jenkins. Okay. So should we go and launch one more Linux machine? I'll go with the launch more like this. And I call it as what server? Test server. T2 micro. I go with what? 730. That is fine. This is all fine. This is all fine. And go ahead and then launch. So meanwhile, that is coming up. So in Jenkins server, what we need to do? We need to generate the keys. What do we need to generate? What is the command? In Linux, we have done this. What is the command to generate the keys? SSH keygen. Remember? In Linux, we have done this. In Linux, I have chosen the topic so that all the topics will come in your DevOps. For that reason, in Linux, carefully I selected all the commands which is required to do it in our DevOps, right? So here, use keygen will generate the key, and whenever you do SSH keygen, 2 keys will be created. One is public key, another one is, remember we have done this. Yeah, .pub, ID underscore RSA.pub will be created. So here, this command will help you to see the agent is running or not. So it will show the process ID. And then what we need to do now, if you want to connect from one machine to another machine, we need to have PEM file or not. We need to have a PEM file. So what we do, we'll create a PEM file and then we'll copy paste the data. And what we do, chmod 400. We have done all these things before. Yes or no? Confidently say. And then what we do, we add our PEM file SSH, add this key, and then what we do SSH copy ID. This ID RSA will be copied to the other machine. So what we do here is, in this Jenkins server, what we do SSH keygen will create. So keys will be created. What are the 2 keys that will get created? Public key and then private key. After that, if you want to connect from here to here, so you'll be using SSH command or not. And what we need PEM file in order to create. So what we do here, we create a PEM file. What we create? So what is that? 7:30 PM batch PEM file will create. And then what we do, chmod 400 and then PEM file will give. After that, what we do is we will copy. We go inside. Where is that SSH keys are created? Under root. We have done all these things. So under root, so there is a hidden directory called .ssh. So what we do, we are copying this key SSH key into the another EC2 instance. We are copying this here, ID RSA key into the another EC2. Which EC2 instance is this? Test EC2 instance. Which one? Test EC2. And then if you remember, I gave you one example. Let's say, for example, I want to go to Karthik's house. What I need to do? You need to give me a key or not? So we need to exchange the keys. Remember the same example? So here also, this Jenkins machine, we are copying the Jenkins. Here we are copying the SSH key, ID underscore RSA public key to where? To test. So as the keys here, these two can talk to each other or not? First, what we are doing is, what is the end goal? We need to transfer the files from here to here. In order to transfer the files from here to here, first the connection need to be established. How does the connection be established? By using the keys. Using what? Keys. So we will generate the keys here, we'll copy it, and then what we do, we'll install the plugin, and then we'll do some configurations here. So first, what we do, we need to set up a connection from Jenkins to remote server. Should we go and set it up now? So in Jenkins servers, what we need to do? SSH keygen. Let's go here and do the SSH keygen. Okay. So meanwhile, should I log into the second machine also? Hyphen. Yes, sir. What we do? Sudo minus yes. Yeah. Where I'm home directory. First of all, I want to ask you, the concept is clear. Everyone. So what is our task now? To transfer the files from Jenkins server to remote server. So in order to transfer the files, first we need to establish the connection. So we need to establish the connection between Jenkins and remote server. How do we establish the connection using the SSH keygen? So copy the public key need to be copied to the test server. So for that, what we do, we go here and then we generate the keys. In which server? Jenkins server or not? So if you want to know this is Jenkins server, can we go and set our host name or not? What's the command to set the host name? Host name, ctl, set hyphen host name. If you want to do, tell me what's the command? Host name, ctl, set hyphen host name, and then what we do? Jenkins and sudo hyphen I. So we have Jenkins machine. So now it is clear. Where are we? In Jenkins machine. So here we need to generate the keys. What's the command to generate the keys? SSH keygen. Enter, created. Can it clearly shows here where are the keys? Root.ssh. So we need to go inside it. So before we go there, so what we do is let us create our PEM file here. What's that? Let us create our PEM file. Or else, so if you want to see that our SSH agent is running or not, there is a command. Say that eval dollar and then SSH hyphen agent hyphen yes. So do you see agent process ID is running or not? So that meaning whenever if you run this command, that meaning SSH agent is running. Now if SSH agent is running, then only this concept will work, yes or no? So we need to make sure that SSH agent is running or not. Is it clear? Online getting it? System start SSHD. Linux. In Linux we have done this. So SSH. So in Linux we have done this one small task. How to do the passwordless login. So we have created SSHDs and then right. So you start the SSD service. It will start working. Okay. Now what we do is now. Where are we in the root? Okay, no problem. So let's go and create a. Where are the keys now? Inside the rows, go to this dot SSH. If it ls, there are keys are there or not? Yes, Hussein. It's kind of. What is this? Public key. And what is this? Private key. So we need to copy this public key to the remote server. So in order to connect to the remote server, either you do the passwordless login that we have done in the Linux concept. I'm showing the another way of doing it now. Another way using PEM file you can do it. So for that we need to have the PEM file here. So what's the PEM file name that we are using here? 7:30 PM. So okay, 7:30 PM batch. VI 7:30 PM batch. Dot. Okay, insert. So what we need to insert here? So copy this, and then what? Paste it, and then save it. What we need to do now? CH mode 400. Yes or no? We are giving what permissions here? Read permissions. What permissions? Read. And then what we are doing is we are adding this file to the SSH key. So I need to do SSH hyphen add. Say that SSH hyphen add. Which key now here? So we are adding this file to our SSH keys. I need to add it now. Okay. Online getting it right. And then what we do is here we need to copy the SSH this key. You see SSH copy ID hyphen I. What do we need to do? Copy it here? Public key. Tell me the command here. SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID hyphen I. Which one? ID underscore RSA dot pub to where? EC2 hyphen user is the use, and then to where? To the test machine. So test machine IP address. Do I need to use public IP address or private IP address? Which IP address? If you want to connect from one EC to another EC2, private IP or public IP? Private IP, no? Why you want public IP? It's okay because this I need to AWS people are there, no? Right? So okay, so take the private IP here, copy it, and then here paste it. Please see the command. What we have done now? Tell me. Not now. From first. First, what we did? We created a SSH keygen. So we did the SSH keygen, and then keys got created. So what is the part the keys are stored? Root / dot SSH. Okay. After that, what we did? We just checked, evaluated our SSH agent is working or not using eval command. H2 command. Okay. After that, what we did? We created a PEM file and we have modified the permissions for it. And this PEM file we have given to whom? Our SSH. And what we did? SSH add. Say that SSH add, and we have added the PEM file to our SSH. This command many people doesn't know. Please remember. Of course, you will be doing this. SSH add. So you added this SSH add to your SSH. The PEM file is added to your SSH. And then what you do? Now you do SSH copy ID. Which one you need to copy? Your public key you need to copy to your test machine, remote machine. So let's go here and enter and say yes. And now do you see number of keys added? So now from Jenkins server, I have given the public key to whom? Remote server. Now Jenkins server can easily log in or not? So can you tell me what's the command to log in? SSH EC2 hyphen user at the rate which IP? Remote IP. Did I log in here? Did I log in? Online. Clear. So is it good I should be in remote server and come back? It come back, right? So come back meaning what here? Exit. Can you tell me what I have done? Again, what's the first command that I did? What's the first command I did? SSH keygen. So here SSH hyphen keygen. After that, what we did? We have checked the agent is running or not. After that, what we did? We went inside the .ssh folder and what we did? We created a PEM file. And we have modified the permissions for it. And then we have added the PEM file to SSH keys. What's the command to add to SSH keys? SSH hyphen add and then PEM file. And then what we need to do? We need to copy the public key to the remote server. What's the command? SSH hyphen copy ID hyphen I ID underscore pub and then username and then now you have a question, sir. Why did you add this? Can someone tell? SSH add 7:30 PM batch.pem. Why did you add this? Why did you add it SSH add PEM file? Generally, in our Linux, did I add this PEM file like this SSH add? No. We have directly done SSH copy ID, but we have not done SSH add there. So why I have done? Excellent, Ranjit. In order to authenticate. What? Our Jenkins server need to authenticate to another two EC2 and how do they connect? Using PEM file only, no? So how does our Jenkins server connect to the remote server? Using PEM file only, no? That PEM file I have put it inside the, inside where? SSH key. Understood? So now when I do, see, if you remember in a Linux class, I have done passwordless login. One server need to log into another server without password. Without password. For that we have done so many configurations, yes or no? Here also it is logging without the password. But in a different way here I have added what? PEM key to the SSH key. That's the reason why if I do SSH here, directly it is logging in. Because why? SSH has what key? PEM key. So what's the command to do that here? SSH add. This is also another easiest way to do it, guys. And then what we did now, we added the public key to the remote server and then we have just logged in. So now connection is established here. Online. Clear now? Okay. Is it clear online? Connection is established? Nice. So here, the first thing is set up connection from Jenkins to remote server. Is this done? Okay. What's the next step? Install SSH plugins. So where we should go now? Go to Jenkins. Go to Jenkins. And you tell me how to install a plugin. Where is the plugin option? Manage Jenkins. Where? There, CCC. You see plugins? This is what I told you on first day to make sure that go with the tour of your Jenkins. So here what we need to click on plugins. Then here, now Jenkins need to communicate to another server using SSH, right? So by default, that SSH plugin is not there. How do you find out here? Do you see these available plugins? Available plugins meaning in this machine, what are the plugins is already installed. So if there is a SSH, if you do SSH, there is a plugin called publish over SSH. You see this here? It's already there. No, available plugins meaning where we can say it. But if you go to install plugins, whatever the plugins that is already installed on the machine will be inside the install plugins. So let's see here in install plugins. Do we have any SSH here? Do we have any SSH here? In the Jenkins machine, do we have any SSH? No. So go to available plugins where all the plugins are available. From here, you need to install the plugin. Now tell me, where should I go and install the plugins? Go to manage Jenkins. Go to plugins. Should I go to available plugins or install plugins? Available plugins. Very good. And here, what's the plugin that we should use? Publish over SSH. Sir, how do I know which plugin I need to install? Oh, kaise bhai? Google it. How do we know which plugin should we? How do we know? If you have done the task already before, you know which plugin to be installed. So, right? So you need to search in the Google like for the requirement which plugin need to be installed. Right? What is the requirement? Transferring the files from one machine to another machine using SSH. For that, if you search it, you will get here publish over SSH. So how do we install? Select this and then click on here, install. If you come down, and you see these are all getting installed now. So everyone understood how to install plugins, guys? Okay, now you see here, success. So now I go to the dashboard. So now what I did, first I have set up a communication between Jenkins server to the remote server. Next what I did, I've installed the plugins. Now Jenkins server needs to connect to our remote server. How does the Jenkins UI knows to connect to the remote server? So we need to do some configuration on the Jenkins or not. For that reason, let's go to manage Jenkins. And here, go to where? Systems. Whenever if you go to systems, what is the plugin that you have installed? What's the plugin that you have installed? Publish over. Let's see whether we can find that. Is there? You see here? Previously, was it there? No. So whenever you install any plugin, that related plugin will come over here for the configuration purpose. What purpose? Configuration purpose. So for this now here, what we need to do, see Jenkins SSH key. So it is asking here to provide the keys here. So I told you clearly, I wrote here, see here. So we went to manage Jenkins plugin and install this, and then we went to manage Jenkins, where we went system, and where we went here public over SSH. Now whatever the private key is there, ID underscore RSA. So we need to paste it into our key here. Here we need to copy the key. Okay, see here, paste this ID RSA in the key section. So for that we need to see the key. How to see the key? Where is the key? If I do ls, do you see ID underscore RSA, say cat, and do you see the key here? What we need to do now? Copy this, and then paste here. Paste it. Get it? Online you're getting it? Okay, now do you see here SSH server? So we need to tell the Jenkins that there is our server. So what we need to do here? Click on add server. What is the name of the server? You can give any name. I'm calling it as test server. Host name. What's the host name? What's the host name? So we need to give the IP address. IP address of what? Test server. Which one? Public or private? Private IP. So go here and give the private IP. What is the username? EC2 minus user. Here it is for authentication purpose. Nayan, we have used to copy the public key to the remote remote server. Yes or no? We have used here. You see this here? In this machine, we have used this one. We have used SSH copy ID underscore RSA pub to our remote location, right? So this is for what purpose we have done all these things, to copy the public key. But here in the UI, I'm just telling to UI, hey Jenkins UI, I have a server called this server. Please authenticate using this key. Either here you can put the ID underscore RSA, or you can put the PEM file here directly also. Nayan. So this is for what purpose? Authenticating purpose. What purpose? Authentication purpose. Got it? Clear? Online? Okay. So guys, here if you click on test configuration, so make sure that you should get here what? Success. If it is not getting success, that meaning there is a problem with the connection. Now click on here what? Save. Is it clear what I did? Can you tell me again what I did here? Go to manage Jenkins. Go to system. Then go to public over SSH. Okay. And then what I need to put here directly, I put here what? Key. Which key is this? Private key. And then here add SSH server. And then here I put a name. And here I put a. Sumalika, I already said this. Right? Here, this is for authentication purpose. On the CLI, what we did is to copy the public key to the remote server. But here we are authenticating it, right? So here you just mention host name, username. Yes, you can use the same file also. And then click on save and click on here test. So if you click on test configuration, you should get what? Success. Okay. So what we did, we have added remote server to the Jenkins. Say that what we have done? Added the remote servers to the Jenkins. Online clear enough? What we did, we added the remote servers to the Jenkins. Now what we need to do, let's create a job. How to create a job? New item. And then name. Let's call it as remote files. Give some name. And then which one we select? Freestyle. Click on next. So here, directly we go to, do I need to have any git here concept? No, because what is our job here? To copy the files from one server to another server. So we need any git here? So we are not doing any git. We are not doing any triggers. So directly go to the build step. So in the build steps, can you tell me which is the correct apt one here to select to copy the files? Exactly. Karthik, you can go for execute shells, also use SCP command. But here, that's what I already showed you in the last class. So now I'm going for which one? Send files. Fantastic. Select the send files. When I select the send files, it will list all the SSH servers that we have added in the Jenkins. Which is the server that we have added? Test server. See, test server came already here. But so now I'm not adding anything here. I'm not adding anything because let's click on save here and then run the build. What it does, it will do anything. If I click on build now, I want to show you errors. That's the reason. If I do directly, there's no buzzer, right? Should get errors. Okay, see. Yes, you can add multiple files. Can we add multiple SSH servers in Jenkins? Why not? Yeah, you can add, no problem. Right? So here, what I did, I purposefully ran that build. And can you tell me here, where is my Jenkins workspace? What is build? CD, var, lib, Jenkins, workspace. Very good. And here, remote. Do you have any files here? What is the goal of this task? Copying files from Jenkins to. So now we need to have some files here in Jenkins or not? So where should I keep the file here? I need to keep the file or not? So what is the error that it gave? Can you tell me here? See, let's see the error. What is the build status? Unstable. It is not failed. What it says? Unstable. That meaning build, your configuration is correct, but there is something is there. So if you go here, What it does, SSH is connecting from the host. Okay, it connected, and also it is connected, and it shows here something called error. What's the error? See here, read it. An SSH transfer must not have a empty source file and empty exit command. Did we put any file details in the build? That's why. That is error. See, read this error once. Read this error. If it is coming on my face here. Okay. Read it. I'll zoom out again. Clear? I want you to understand the error. That's the reason why I have reproduced the error actually. Okay, fine. So now I come back. How to edit my job? Click on configure. So now if you come down, here it says what? Source files. So where are your files now? Do you have any files? So we need to have files where in which server? Jenkins server. So go to Jenkins server. In your remote files here, we'll create some directory. Let's create a directory called mkdir files. Go inside the files and then touch test.txt. Yeah, okay, whichever you like. So now if I go back, I have mine here. Whatever the files I have inside this directory, all this entire bloody directory need to move to another remote server. This is pure real time that we do in real time. There will be a scenario where you should copy the files from Jenkins to the remote server. The remote server can be any server. It can be Ansible server, it can be Ansible slave servers, it can be Terraform server, it can be Tomcat server, it can be any server. Process is same. Just to be added test server, no, there you put Ansible server name, that's it. Or you put Tomcat server, or you put anything. That's all the same thing. Things are same or not. So first we need to establish the connection between Jenkins server to the remote server using what? SSH keygen. And then how do you authenticate from Jenkins to remote using SSH add file? And then we need to copy that public key to remote. And then come to the UI and then add the server details. Add the Jenkins, you come to the Jenkins UI and add the server details. And Jenkins need to authenticate to the server using what key? Private key. It can be private key also, it can be PEM key also. PEM key is nothing but private only, no? Yes or no? Logic, no. Actually, here in this case, we should put PEM file, but we didn't put the PEM file in the Jenkins UI. We put what? Private key, right? Actually, it should not work, but it worked because that's a logic. That's a logic. Because PEM file and RSA both are private files. Because here in SSH keygen, we have the private. SSH keygen is a combination of public key and then private key. So public key I put it in the remote server, private key I am with here, Jenkins server. So now how do you authenticate to the remote server? Using this private key. That's why I put it private key there. These are all called basic troubleshooting skills. You getting it? Understood, right? You know, degree right? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So now we have our. So what do I do here? In the source files, what is the directory that I need to go move? Files. Inside this file, so you can put star, that meaning all files, or I can put test.txt. Your wish. You can put all the files also, you can put only particular file. And also here, remove prefix if you want to remove something. And then in which remote directory it will get created? It will create in our home directory automatically by default. But if you want to put it in /temp in remote directory, put it. If you put it in some other directory, put it here. And if you want to execute any additional commands, execute it here remotely. And in advance, if you want to exclude any files, inside this directory I have test.txt file, but I have Java files also. Can I execute Java files also? What put Java star you put here? Understood? So like this, you can do n number of things using this plugin. Send files or execute command. Execute command. You can send files or execute commands over SSH. So now what I'm doing here, I'm sending the file. Click on here, what? Save. And what we do now? Color. Which color? Green color. So whenever you green color, that meaning success. Relax. When you get red color, problem. When you get yellow color, something is fishy inside it. Good, but something is missing inside. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now if I go inside this, what's the output? It says transfer one file. So build is success. If I go now, which Jenkins server, remote server. Go to remote server and do ls. Do you see the pretty files there? So go inside the files and then you see test.txt. You all understood? I have taught you. I have explained you how to manually copy the files from one machine to another machine in Linux using SCP commands. I use WinSCP also, SCP also, FTPs also. But here I'm showing you how to copy the files from one server to another server using Jenkins job automatically. You see what? Now, can you configure multiple servers in the Jenkins? How? Where do you configure the Jenkins remote servers? Go to manage Jenkins. Next, system. So come down all the way down. Right? Can you add one more server here? Yes. How I have added test server? Like this, you can add how many servers that you want. Please tell me the plugin install before going to the system. Right? That plugin name is publish over SSH. Say that. Somewhere I wrote that. This one. Publish over SSH. Now is this clear, everyone? Clear? Online, clear please. The task of how to transfer the files. So now let's go to the dashboard. Yes, you can send it to S3, whichever, but what is the plugin that you need to install? AWS related plugin needs to be installed if you want to send to S3. Okay. So here there is a very dangerous thing in real time that happens, but many people don't care about it. But we need to take care of it here. Just in case, Pusuk, if you delete the job, once delete the job, it is gone. What we need to do? We need to take the backup. We need to restore it or not. So I told you yesterday there are multiple ways to restore it. Either take the AMI every day, EC2 instance, Jenkins AMI, take the backup of EC2 instance, or take a snapshot of the volume, because all these things will be under the volumes, or take the backup of the Jenkins home directory, varlib Jenkins workspace. Take the backups. And another thing is using plugin also you can restore. What is that using? Plugin. Should we install the plugin now? So there is a plugin called Job Configuration History. Say that. Say that again. There are multiple plugins, but when I was doing this, that was an easy plugin to do it. So let us do. Tell me please here how to install that plugin. Where should I go? Manage Jenkins. Very good. Where? Plugins here. Available plugins. And then what's the name? Job Configuration It's started. You see, if I just type, automatically got that here. How to install? Select this and then click on install. Now it is installing. Okay, success. Now let us go. And once you install it, do you see something new came up here? Was it there before? No. So whenever you install a new plugins that related information or related, what is this called? Icon or menu or option, you get it here. Okay, so if you click on it, I'm going back. What is it? Click on it, and you see show deleted job. But do we have any deleted jobs here? Did we delete anything? That's why it is not there. So what we do here? Now let's go and delete. But if you delete this, will it work? Because this was created before we install this plugin. So let us create one small what do you call? Okay, job. What job here? Test job. So create it. Okay, so what I do, I don't do anything here in build step. I just put what? Remember execute shell? Tell me one small command. Echo in dollar. You can put anything here, huh? Babu khana khaya. Okay, so welcome to Jenkins. Okay, so you can put whichever you want and then click on save. Okay, so go to dashboard. Okay, did we build this? No. So if you want to build, what you do here? Build now. So we'll execute it. Welcome to Jenkins. And some nasty guy, what he did? Delete it. So indirectly you are telling me I'm nasty guy because I'm deleting this. Okay, no problem. So click on delete. Are gaya. Babu chalega. Right? So now what we do? We need to restore. How? Job configuration history. Where? You see this here? Test job. You see here option? Click on here. And then restore the deleted project. Click on yes. And go dashboard. And then we got it here. And if I push to delete this. Let's go here. Where is that arrow mark here? Please to know. I cannot restore it. Because why? Because plugin was installed after this job. For that reason, after the plugin is installed, so whatever the jobs that you have created, all those jobs can be restored any time. Okay. Is it clear how to restore the jobs now? Online clear enough? So what are the two tasks that we did today? Transferring the files from from Jenkins servers to the remote servers. And second thing is restoring the deleted jobs. Okay. Sir, Jenkins 0 to hero. There's no one telling Katie. With it, but with it, you're putting private messages. Put it to everyone. No, everyone will know that. Okay, fine. So now let's do one thing. Let's talk about variables. What's that? We already learned variables on the yesterday's class. Yes or no? You know how to create variables? Yes or no? Tell me. Let's create a new job. And then got it as. Let's go with the what is that? Local variables. Yes, I know with it. Yeah. I have said there. Why we can't restore remote files? What's that? Why we can't restore remote files? I didn't say that, Dinesh. Why we? So I was talking about the jobs. If you delete the jobs, the first job we have created, right? But did we install that job history plugin? No, right? So the job history plugin doesn't know the previous job. So whatever the job that is created after the job history plugin got installed, those can be restored. The previous things cannot be restored. But there is also other way to restore it. Copy your if you have the backup, you can restore it. But from the plugin, whatever it is deleted after the plugin is installed, those things can be restored, not the previous one. Okay, Dinesh. Okay, so click on here, freestyle project, and then how do we? So I told you, here we have this project files, no? So these jobs. So take this. Where are we? So go to var. I'm in my remote machine, right? Okay. So I have this. So now remote files. I have deleted the job in Jenkins UI, but still I have it here in the backend. So you can restore it from here, right? So if you do hit remote, so you can still see the files here. See? So from the UI level, it will not be available, but in the backend, it will be available. But if you want to still take the backup of it, take the backup to some other place. Yes. If the entire machine is down, then so we need to have the multi-AZ will not be the option here. You need to take the EBS. We learned this already, right? If you take the AMI copy of it, so the previous jobs will be available there. So you can restore it from there, or a snapshot from the volume snapshot also you can restore it. Okay, so here let's go. Where should I go to the build step and what we here? Execute shell. So guys, remember in our last class what we did? We have put it here what this project is parameterized. So here we have given the variable names. Yes or no? I will show one more thing here. Course is equal to which course is this? And then so what is course here? Course is a variable. Say that course is a variable and DevOps is a value. Right? Okay, let's say for example, I just go and put here echo. This is DevOps class. DevOps classes are good. DevOps classes are conducted by yes, sir. But how many times here I have mentioned DevOps? Multiple times. Is it good to do it multiple times? To put it in multiple times? Now what I do? Can I make it as variable or not? Now I'm telling you small things. When you go into the bigger Jenkins pipeline scripts and all these things will be implemented there, right? So instead of doing like this here, what I do here? I'll write course is equal to which one? DevOps. So instead of DevOps, what I put here? Dollar course. Dollar course. Okay. We already did this build is parameters. From there also we can do it. But here I'm putting the variables inside the build. This is called what here? Local variables. What is that? What is this called? Local variables. These local variables will work only inside the job. Yes or no? Let's go and click on save and then click on build. Okay. And you see this? This is DevOps class. DevOps classes are good. DevOps classes. Yes or no? Because we are in that we have put here variable as course is equal to DevOps. Next time onwards, I just change the exactly Tausi, very good. Next time onwards, I don't need to change everything. I just need to change the variable in there. Now I'll say here instead of DevOps, I'll put AWS or not. Yes, simply I don't change any multiple places here. I'll put here AWS, save it, and then build. Now do you see this is AWS class are good, blah blah. What is this concept called? Local variables. What is this concept called? So these local variables only work inside the job. If I create another job, can I call this course variable there? Not possible. But if I want to call like that, that is called global variables. That is called what? Global variables. So where do we create the global variables? Let us go and see. But do you understand the local variables concept here? Yeah. So now what I do is I go to local variable concept and then I'll just remove that variable there. I go here and what do you do now? I remove it. If I run, will it work? If I run, will it work? Oh, build it. Yeah, it's free, no, build it. This is class. Classes are good. Classes are connected by sir. But do we have any variables there? You want to see the difference? Okay. So, but what I need to do is I don't want the local variables. What I need to have global variables. So global variables can be defined on the Jenkins system level. Where system? Go to where? Systems. Go to system, and we have here under global properties. Okay, guys, I have already 4 eyes. So there should be something called global properties. Tell me where is it? Jenkins. Right here we have the global properties. And do you see this here? Environ variables, and click on here. Add name is equal to course value is equal to. Click on here. Now we go inside it, and then understand the concepts of what local variable and global variables. Online clear now? Online. You create one more job and then call that global. Global meaning what? Global star. Global that meaning what? It will be available for all your Jenkins job. So whichever is that you want to use it globally, you can create the global variables there. Right? Global meaning for everyone. Right? How to set multiple global variables? Go there and then start. Which one? Go to manage Jenkins and click on system. But we should not configure like that, no, Babani. So here we come down, click on here, add multiple global variables. Okay. Okay. So let us go and Babani is asking one scenario. Sir, if both variables present, which one will you take? Local or global? First of all, will you configure like that? Number one, first question. Huh? Okay. So for his as he requested, let us go and do that also. No, let's go. Which one? Configure. In global, what I have configured, course is equal to AWS. But here I'll put course is equal to DevOps. Let's see what happens. कैसे काम करवाते यार मेरे से. Correct. Okay. Which one? Local variables took it. Understood? Will it pick up near to it? Why it will go to the some other place and pick up? Because the whatever the cursor comparer, whatever it is, first it will check the variable is present inside the job or not. If it is not present inside the job, then it will go and check into the global variables. Okay. Bhavani, sorry. Clear? Okay. So there is also one more variable. We call it as Jenkins variables. What is that? Jenkins environment variables. What is that? Jenkins. So we have learned about 3 types of variables now. What are those? Local variables, global variables, and Jenkins environment variables. So Jenkins environment variables meaning like build number, job name, all these things by default variables will be there. So let us go ahead and then put something here. Click on configure. So if you go here, I just remove all these things and I'll remove this and put echo. Say that echo. I'll say this current build number is. So what I do here, I'll put $. So by default here we have something called build number. So this is the Jenkins environment variable, predefined variable where you cannot change it. So this is one thing, and also you have something called job name. Job name is $. What is that? Job underscore name. So save it. You see, this is current build number is. Which one? Build number 3. How much is that? 6. Job name is local variable. So this is predefined variables or not? So how do you know this is 6 build number? Because this is 6 the build number. So if you want to know the predefined Jenkins, if you want to use predefined Jenkins variable, then you can use it. So how many types of variables? 3 types. What are those? Local, global, Jenkins. Is it clear? Online? So one doubt is pipeline another name for workflow, or is it general term being used in DevOps? See, I think in DevOps we don't use a word called workflow. Workflow is different. Correct? What is workflow? Don't say if the work is flowing, it's called workflow. So workflows generally we use like the series of steps. Generally, series of steps is also called as pipeline also here. But we don't use the word called workflow. Right? Workflow is generally it's completely different, which also contains series of steps or series of approvals, series of things. But here pipeline is purely code, build, test, and then deploy. This is pipeline. We'll say purely. We will not be calling as workflow. Okay, fine. So guys, here there is a file called jenkins.service. Say that jenkins.service. So our Jenkins is working on which port number? 8080. But if you don't want to work on 8080, and if you want to change the port number, which is very common in real time. So because very many people are lazy to put colon in 8080. If you want to work on 80, put it or not. But somewhere we should configure the file or not. Can you tell me what is the command to search for jenkins.service file in our where exactly the jenkins.service is? What is the command that we use in Linux? Which is used for finding executables? What's the command? I have jenkins.service. I don't know where is that file. I want to find that file. I said that answer. What's that? Find. That's why I'm trying to twist that question and then you're putting the page like this. What is the command here? Find. So find. Where you want to find? Do you know the path exactly? No. So you put what here? Slash. Slash meaning what? Root. Hyphen. Name. Which one? Jenkins.service. Where is the Jenkins.service? So we have in multiple places. The one which we want is this guy. Let's go inside it. Can you tell me the command where we should go there? How should we go? cd slash usr lib system d again system and then ls. Oh my, that's so many. Okay, so what was the file here? vi jenkins.service. So this is the Jenkins configuration file. So here, search for that lady. Which one? 8080. Search it. Where is that? Environment Jenkins port number is 8080. So what you need to do simply edit it, change it to whichever the port number that you want, and save it. I'm not changing it, but save it. So we need to reload the. We need to restart the service or not? What's the command? System ctl restart jenkins.service. If you restart it, if I restart, it will take time to come up again. But you understand here how to change the file. So can you? I have already wrote in the notepad. So what is that configuration file? Where exactly? You cannot remember it, but somewhere in USR. That's why I said, as you don't remember, what's the command that you use to find the file? Find. Where? Slash. That means you don't know the path, right? Put the slash and then where? And then put the file name. But you should know, right? So, sir, for me, every time I'm deleting security groups, then only it is working. Why this issue? Every time deleting security groups, then only it's working. If you delete security group, how it will look? Saban, it is related to which one, Anna? Okay, maybe you can just need to put the question a little bit more better for me. Then only it's working. You said no, Saban. What are you working on? Is it connecting to the machine? Is it the website or is Jenkins or what? Okay, fine, guys. So everyone understood? Yes, sir. I don't understand. Yes, sir. What is that? Okay, connecting to the machine. So you are connecting to the machine. If you delete the security group, then only it is working. That is not the case. So, 7, go to security group and you enable which one? Which protocol? SSH. If it is Linux machine, go for SSH and then my IP. Delete and re-add if you got. Okay, see here. Now you all understood how to modify the Jenkins port number? Everyone? Okay. So whenever, if I do here refresh, can I log out or not here? I can log out. And then again I can log in. Yes or no? But if I don't want password, when I put the URL directly, it will come without password. Is that good in real time? But I'm just telling you for your additional information purpose. So there is a file where we call it as config.xml file. Go inside the file and then you need to turn off some security. Then without password you can log into the Jenkins machine. Not machine, Jenkins UI. So what is that? So where is our Jenkins home path? Slash var lib Jenkins. Hold on. Oh, not workspaces. Workspaces meaning you go to the job build jobs. So if you go here in Jenkins, again so many. So here there's somewhere config.xml will be there. How to find out? Okay, so no problem. Directly you can go for here config.xml file. Config.xml. So here there is something called security, user security. Do you see this here? User security. Here user security. You need to put false. What do you need to put? That's it. And then save it. If you false it, and then if you restart the Jenkins, so it will not ask for the. You want me to do? Okay, save it. And then what's the command? System ctl restart jenkins.service. Okay, it's restarted. Log out. Okay. Up here. Paste. It asks for the password. Don't do this. Now you do it, but in real time, don't do it. Okay. Online clear today. Okay. See here. Now we have here. What is this here? Build queue. Build queue meaning if you have multiple builds executed, all these things will be under the queue. Let's say you have 10 builds. In real time, what happens is in real time, what they do, multiple teams will be there. Product testing team, some other teams, dev team, and multiple teams will be there. And for all the teams, CS server will be only one. CS server will be only one. CS server means what? Jenkins server will be only one. So that meaning all the builds, all multiple teams builds will be happening here only. So do you think that build will be continuously happening all parallelly at the same time? Is that possible? Is it good? Like say 10 builds are there. 10 builds will run parallel, yeah? One by one it will run or not? One by one it will run. So all the builds, whichever are there on the queue, it will be under this build queue. So now here you have build executor. How many builds you will get executed parallelly here? 2. How many? 2. Build executors. How many builds will be there? 2. But if you want to increase this, click on it. Okay, I'm just going again. Click on the build executors. Say that. Click on build executors. If you want to build the jobs parallelly, multiple jobs parallelly, you can increase the number here. That is called build executors. See here. Now if you kill, so initially someone put error, right? That error that you are getting. Executor not found. You got an error. No, you went to ChatGPT. So here, why you get error? Because you don't have any space here. Just go and check today. You saw, right? So you will get an error here. You will get a red color like this here also. As you get this red color, for that reason, you got that. No. How many nodes are there? One node. How many nodes are there? That is built-in node. Jenkins node. All the builds will be running on the same machine or not? So for that reason, you need to have a free temporary space or not here. So how much space left here? 5 GB. So that's why for me it is not complaining. But for you, due to some XYZ reasons, if this is full, then you get that error. build executor error. And how to resolve this? Do you see this boot diagram? Settings, okay. Click on it. If you click on it here, do you see number of executors? How many are there? 2. That means how many bills will be executing parallelly? 2. Can you put here 5? That means how many bills will happen parallelly? Your wish. But don't give huge numbers because your machine will not handle it. Because multiple bills will be happening parallelly, right? It's not good. So put some small numbers. And then do you see this here? Disk space monitoring thresholds. If you select this here, this bloody guy is there, no? 3 times space threshold. You went to ChatGPT, no? And then you have executed so many commands, no? You see the difference between the ChatGPT and the answer, no? What you do is here simply, how much GB it is giving here? So what is the threshold value here? 1 GB. Threshold value 1 GB meaning if it is going less than 1 GB, you will get that error. Here, put 500 MB. And you don't get that error. Because the threshold value here is 500 MB. But definitely your C drive will be less than 500 MB. Yeah? No. It will be more than that, right? For that reason, you don't get that error at all. Write out again. Right? So I'm not saving it, but tell me again here. How to increase the build executors? Click on build executor status. You can go to settings also, you can click on this also. Okay, go to settings and here number of build executors, you can put here 5. And if you want to resolve that error, put the monitoring threshold. So here by default, it is how much it is monitoring? 1 GB. If your C drive, Linux C drive is less than 1 GB, and you will get the errors. So for that reason, here if you put 500 MB, then it will be fine. So do I need to put now here for me? For me, not required because it's working fine for me, right? So go ahead and click on save. Now how many it has changed now? 5. Everyone understood how to change the build executors? It is online. Guys, you're not watching. Okay, see. Here, previously, how many builds were executing parallelly? 2. But now here, how much it is? 14. I do see here now. 14 to 16. So if you see, so it is executing parallelly a lot of builds. See how many 24 builds executed now. So that meaning how many executors I have given? 5. So if you want to execute multiple builds in parallelly, so please go ahead and then increase that. Is it clear? Build executors online? No. Okay. 9. The time just went away. Yeah. What did we learn today? Anyway. Okay, what are the tasks that we have learned today? Transferring the files from Jenkins to remote servers, then variables. So variables, 3 types of variables: local variables, global variables, Jenkins variables we have learned. And then also we have learned restoring deleted jobs, right? And then we have learned port numbers. So changing the port numbers, and then also passwordless logins, and also build executor. Oh, nicely we have done, right? So actually, yes, you can execute different builds also, Chandan. I have executed the same build multiple times. Can you execute? Because you have created build executor status. This is for the entire server, not for a particular build, Chandan. So multiple build skills can be executed multiple times. How many? 5 parallelly. Each build can be done parallelly, 5. And any build, 5 parallel builds can be happening. Any build. It can be same build also. It can be, let's say I have 5 jobs. Can all the 5 jobs be executed parallelly? Yes, because I have increased it here 5. And one job can also be executed parallelly 5 times. Yes, at any point of time, build jobs 5 will be executed parallelly. Chandan. Okay, so here one server is there. Suppose 5 servers, then more builds. So if you have 5 servers, that meaning that is the concept of master and slave. What's that? Master and slave. Dinesh. So in coming days, we'll be learning about master and slave. Example, right question he asked. So let's say I have here 50 builds. Is it good to run all 50 builds on the same server? For that reason, what I'll create multiple slave machines. So then I'll tell, hey Jenkins Babu, right? So do not execute, don't take everything by yourself. So run few jobs on slave machines. So for that reason, the Jenkins master server will be relaxed and then it will be cool down. Okay, that master slave concept also will be doing also. Okay, good enough. So I'll be uploading the task in the Google Classroom. So please complete this task and come. Again, I'm saying you have to be up to date on the practicals. It's good for you. If you have done daily practicals, the confidence levels will be completely different. Okay, can you give the final CC for today, please, online?